Run It Back Nation. What is good? It is I, DJ Eastwood, Run It Back Philly. No frauds. No fanboys. No intros. Kind of quick one today. And I was a little bit late because my second monitor completely froze and I didn't want to try to do the stream with something going on, so I had to restart my whole computer and start all over again. So I don't have any of my tabs open. We're freestyling, and I got a hair appointment at 12:30. So you know what I mean. We got to get that fresh lineup going on. Okay. So about 35 minutes, and I'm running out of here. All right. What's good, everybody? Prince Monito, Crowley 2-6, Brandon Drolls. Claxton's championship was standing over Embiid. El Kopik, what is up, my guy? A. Anthony Celestin, Joshua Bashirs, and everybody else in the stream. Yeah, the first thing we got to talk about is, before we get into, how much I miss Jimmy Butler and how much you miss Jimmy Butler, and before we get into something stupid that Nick Claxton posted on his Instagram page, and before we get into, we will watch Kopik if you want to drop that link. I'm going to ask you in a minute or two to drop that link, and you can show me. We can watch that doctor you're talking about. Joel Embiid will be back to 100% because I'm interested in that. But first, I want to tell you guys, yesterday I was at the gym, lifting some weights. And, for anybody that didn't see the video yet, I went over to the basketball court, and there was a 12-year-old kid over there shooting around. And he said, "Hey, do you want to play a one-on-one?" And I was like, "Sure, bro. Play one-on-one. Let's go. Let's see what you got." I saw him make a couple shots. I could tell that he had a little bit of game. And so what happened was... I got schooled by a 12-year-old kid on the basketball court, and then I sprained my ankle. Let me get this. Let me just go full screen. We're just gonna play this video. All right, my little man had a step back. He had some moves, and then he was like, do you want to play some 2-on-2? And I was like, damn, man, I was really just trying to come in here and shoot around. I wasn't really trying to go hard or anything, and I didn't go hard, but I landed on somebody's foot, and you know what happens. You know what happens when you land on somebody's foot. So, here we are at the Derry Township Community Center, and a 12-year-old kid asked me if I want to play one-on-one. I said yeah, and play 1v1. He's 12 years old. Started busting my ass. So he's up 3-0. So I had to tie my shoes. So let's see what happens. Look at the jumper, bro. I let him shoot it. I put a hand up on that one. He still hit it. All right, they turn the cameras on, and this is what happens. Then I sped this up because he missed, and then, I missed a couple. I did hit a jumper in here somewhere, all right? So all that trash talking in the chat, respect the J, all right? And this was after lifting weights. And let's be honest, I wasn't going to body a 12-year-old, but... Wait, maybe I didn't hit a jumper in there. But I had just got done curling 50-pound dumbbells, okay? So if you can't do that, you can't talk. My arms were like rubber, okay? But just watch how this kid puts me away, man. I got them George Niang hops, baby! I do layups like James Harden. Look at this. He really hit me with the Oh, look at the follow through, yo. And then he put me away with this, man. What? Bro, banked it?
Yo, what do you have to say? No.
Yeah, so then here comes the 2-on-2, all right? And I learned a valuable lesson, man. When you're in your mid-30s and you've sprained your ankles lots of times, you should stop going for rebounds, man. I should stop going for rebounds, bro. So here we are. I go right here for the board, you know what I mean? I got to show the youngins that I can still get up. And I land right on this kid's foot, bro. Bang, dude. Watch the slow-mo of how this John went flat on the floor. I felt it pop twice. And then I'm going to show you an update. Hold up. That's my ankle completely sideways, bro. And they didn't know, that I was they didn't know that I was really hurt. Like, nobody really saw what happened. And the kid was like, they were kind of sitting there like trying to help me up. And I was like, no, we're done here, bro. This is over. I am out for like 2 months, let alone the rest of this game. You know what I mean? But it happens, dude. It is what it is. It's part of you play pickup ball, you whatever. It's gonna happen. These things happen. I've done it a million times. I'm sure those of you that play have done it a million times. Where did my window capture go, man? Yeah, let me get this back on the side of the screen here. Come on, bro. Work OBS, man. Work OBS. Fit to screen? No, that's not what we want. Yeah, so that's what happened. And then I posted on Twitter just a quick update on the ankle situation, bro, because it's I posted the video yesterday of what it looked like right after I did it, and it was a little bit swollen, but this it's on a new level today. When I woke up today, it's on a new level. So let's get to the ankle update. And like, this thing is the size of a grapefruit, my people. There it is, man. I can't even walk. My girl's legitimately going to her mom's house right now to get me crutches, man. The ankle is cooked, you know what I mean? So I am hurt. James Harden is hurt. Joel Embiid is hurt. Everybody's hurt. And what a time. What a time. What a time to be alive. Okay. It is what it is. I'm not even like, it happens, whatever. I'm almost to the point where I sit in a chair for a living, so at least I got that going for me. Nick Claxton posted on Instagram I might as well just find it on Twitter. Nick Claxton posted on Instagram a photo of him standing over Joel Embiid. And it says, standing on business. Standing on business, Nick Claxton says on Instagram, posting a picture of him standing over Joel Embiid, the man who just put you out on a sweep. On a sweep, my dude. You couldn't even win one game. You got your ass kicked every game. The only game you put up a decent stat line was when he didn't play. You legit, like, I respect young players having work ethic. I respect young players having confidence. I respect young players, wanting to build themselves up and whatever else. But you gotta have a brain in there. You got swept, and you got your ass kicked every single time you played. And in the situations where Joel got you one-on-one, he moved you into the first row like you were a cardboard cutout of an NBA player. You can't even come close to guarding Joel Embiid. And on a play where you caught an alley-oop beside him, stop! People get so mad when I yell at my dog, but bro, I swear to God, she waits till I come up here and hit record to start scratching her ass behind me. On a play where you caught an alley-oop beside him, you stood over him, and that was dumb enough. But you have the audacity to post the photo on Instagram, and it says "standing on business." What is that? What does that even mean? Let's see the replies, man. Probably a mistake, but who cares? Now he's destined for that John Collins trajectory. His goal should be to win a playoff game before anything else. Yeah, sweeps. Brooms in the chat. Yeah, it's just, like, again, I respect young players being confident and wanting to, believe in themselves. But after you get swept in the first round, you haven't really accomplished anything, and you got your ass kicked every single time you tried to guard Joel one-on-one. This is nonsense. This is straight nonsense. Just wanted to give my opinion on that. All right. John Clark, Joel Embiid, update. John Clark, NBC, Joel Embiid update. Let's see what we're saying here. He's the one that said, so yesterday Ramona Shelburne on ESPN said it's an LCL sprain. She was the first one to say that. So it's like, I'm starting to wonder, I'm starting to get a little bit confused. Like, who are the sources and who are not the sources? You know what I mean? Who are the sources and who? Ramona Shelburne is the source now? She said it on ESPN that it's an LCL sprain. So John Clark says, source confirms Joel Embiid has a sprained LCL. He may have to wear a brace for the knee when he returns. There is some hope that he can play towards the beginning of the Sixers' second round series, but he will be playing through a knee injury. Ramona Shelburne was first. Last sources says, lots of talking, but Joel is all right. How do you know that? How does anybody know that? Somebody just was in one of my comments that said, everybody's hurt. He said this. He said, nobody's 100%. Y'all whine too much. Nobody's 100%. You guys whine too much. Bruh, the dude has been injured every single playoff series his entire career. Everybody's not injured. Jason Tatum's healthy. Jaylen Brown cut his hand, water, and plants, but he looks good. Marcus Smart looks good. Everybody's dealing with a little banged up here, banged up there. But everybody doesn't have an LCL sprain. Kopik, drop that video, drop that link to me on Twitter real quick, man. If you drop it to me on Twitter real quick, I'll click on it. Health was a priority. Yeah, we were supposed to get through the season. We were supposed to get through the season, load managing Joel Embiid, and getting to the playoffs healthy. Bryce Donald says Jaylen Brown is injured with a mask. Embiid will be fine. What does Jaylen Brown's face have to do with Joel Embiid's LCL sprain? Come on, bro. What does that even mean? Where are we at, bro? Kopik, where are you at on Twitter, bro? I need the link. I need the link so we can watch that. Or you could post it in the YouTube chat, I guess. Or I could Google it. Did Kopik just disappear? Yo, go watch that video. And then he just left. Anyway, I came across this one. We'll wait for Kopik. I did come across a video. I Googled Joel Embiid injury. All right. And I came across this guy. Now, I don't know who the hell this is. okay? But he says, Joel Embiid injury thoughts. And it says, Jesse Morse, MD. And then you look at his page and it says, sports medicine physician specializing in regenerative medicine stem cells, sports fantasy injury expert. What the does fantasy injury expert mean? Anyway, I'm not going to watch this whole 3-minute video because once I heard this guy say he's a sports fantasy expert, I kind of lost interest. Here's the beginning.
Hey guys, Dr. Morris, Fantasy Doctors.
Fantasy doctors. What? So these are doctors that started a sports page called Fantasy Doctors? What does that even mean?
Saw something that hasn't happened in a while. The fact that the Philadelphia 76ers swept the initial opening series even without Joel Embiid. Now, he reportedly suffered a knee injury a couple.
We already know
the
this.
The bad news is, reportedly, Doc Rivers said that this.
We already know that.
There's 3 that go to the inside over here. There's 1 that goes on the outside, the biceps. Very important to the in that hamstring tendon down here. Acute injury, which we know he did. If this was a simple MCL sprain, that would be more so on the inside of the knee. If we're looking at the knee here, and this is the outside. But that usually doesn't cause pain and swelling in the back of the knee. So my suspicion, this could be a posterior meniscal horn tear. That usually doesn't cause pain and swelling in the...
What do you guys think, bro? Do you guys believe this guy? He's a legit doctor. So if Joel has pain and swelling in the back of the knee, that could mean this.
The back of the knee. So my suspicion, this could be a posterior meniscal horn tear or partial tear, and which is back here, which are very painful because whenever you launch, look at where all the pressure is going in that posterior horn, whether it's the lateral aspect or the medial aspect. This is very, very painful because guys can't jump without putting pressure on that, and it causes a lot of pain. If you twist while you're in that position, you're going to tear that meniscus more, causing...
He was spot on Jamar Chase's injury, Jimmy J says in the chat. So there's reason to believe this guy.
More fluid to develop, which causes more pain. So it sounds like he's going to potentially try to return next week. They're going to remove fluid from there. If it was me, I would inject a couple different things in that area to help heal that meniscus. They're not going to do a surgery like this because he would just be out pretty much the rest of the postseason. So they're going to do what they can here. But this does sound a little bit more concerning than we were initially thought it would. Let's see how this plays out over the...
All right, so look, doctor, bring out the model of the knee. Post a catchy title. Joel Embiid could have this, and then show like if it's this could be the case, and if it's this could be the case. And clickbait. You didn't really give us any information, but I respect you promoting your brand, which is Fantasy Doctors. Kopik says check DMs. All right, let's see. Kopik's dropping us the link on another doctor that gave opinions on Joel Embiid's knee. Is that true, my guy? This is a 9-minute video, bro. Where am I supposed to hit play at? All right, he's talking about Ja Morant's finger. He's talking about Kawhi Leonard. Is this the Joel Embiid part? Okay, is this the Joel Embiid part? All right, maybe this is it.
The knee that started after game 2. Haynes said that Kawhi was dealing with a significant amount of swelling inside the...
Nah, that's Kawhi, bro. Give me Joel.
Less likely. To me, the most injuries that are much harder pain and symptoms through those same structures. Might not matter if the Clippers lose game collateral ligament that happened here on this play. Why I'm more optimistic that the Clippers lose game 5, but even if they win, I'd honestly be surprised if we saw Kawhi the rest of the first round. And even if...
Yeah, the Clippers made the worst signings and trades in NBA history. Well, besides the Brooklyn Nets. The Clippers and the Brooklyn Nets are both just run by dipshits that are trying to cut corners. Hey, let's trade everybody for this big-name guy. I mean, they're billionaires playing 2K. They keep running franchises into the ground. Josh Harris. But
this didn't cause him to miss some time in subsequent rounds.
See what he says about Embiid, man.
Advance. My pessimism for Kawhi explains why I'm more optimistic, though, on a different player, Joel Embiid, who we found out recently some more details. It seems to be an injury to his LCL, a sprain of the lateral collateral ligament that happened here on this play. As Joel was coming up and going down, my honest first thought was just something like a little bit of a bone contusion or a bone bruise, because it looked like he hyperextended his right knee just a little bit as he landed here on the ground. But if we look at the position of his foot down here, he's a little bit on the outside of his foot, and so I suspect from a different angle, his knee is probably being bent a little bit outward. As the knee bends outward, that's going to stretch the structures on the outside of the knee, particularly the LCL. And if we play through the rest of this, we could even see Joel grabbing down there on the outside of his knee as he came up from this play. In this other angle, we can again see that little bit of a jar in that right knee as he lands. And so it's probably just the most subtle amount of strain that caused some injury to that LCL. Now, it's probable that there's some bone bruising still underneath all this, but the LCL is a more identifiable injury that they can describe and sort of report as what he's recovering from. But going back to our anatomy model here, I'm more optimistic about that because it's a true, like, discrete injury. The swelling is going to be outside the joint. It's something with a much more reliable timetable that you can also provide some external support to brace and get somebody back through. This isn't something that's going to be subjectively loaded repeatedly, causing more irritation and fluid buildup like something that's inside the joint. So while Embiid might have a longer absence and be out for early on in the second round, it's something that once it recovers, in my mind, should be done and behind him, unlike something potentially inside the joint with Kawhi, that it's going to be more of a load management in terms of how it responds throughout the rest of the playoffs, on and off sort of injury. But this is another one of those total fluke types of injuries. If you him, unlike something potentially inside the, it's going to be subjectively loaded repeatedly, causing more irritation and fluid buildup like.
It doesn't make me feel too good, bro.
Something that's inside the joint.
Where did he say 100%? He's saying that basically he's going to need to be load managed because as you continue to play on this, you're going to get more and more pain and more swelling.
So while Embiid might have a longer absence and be out for early on in the second round, it's something that once it recovers, in my mind, should be done and behind him.
Bruh.
In the second round.
All right, I got news for you guys, bro.
Causing more irritation and fluid buildup like something that's inside the joint. So
I got news for you. This guy's saying, as Joel is possibly going to miss the beginning of the second round.
So while Embiid might have a longer absence and be out for early on in the second round.
While Embiid might have a longer absence and be out for early on in the second round. It's over if that happens. If Joel gets to 100% in game 3 or 4, that doesn't help us.
It's something that once it recovers, in my mind, should be done and behind him.
Now, I agree he's going to play in game 1. If he's not 100% against the Boston Celtics, it ain't happening.
Unlike something potentially inside the joint with Kawhi, that it's going to be more of a load management in terms of how it responds throughout the rest of the playoffs, on and off sort of injury. But this,
he posted this 13 hours ago. For everybody asking when he posted this 13 hours ago. Joel Embiid will not be 100% until sometime through the second round. We need him to be 100%. He's not. I don't think he's going to miss games, but if he's playing hurt, we're right back where we were. If he's playing hurt, we are right back where we were and where we are basically every single season with Joel Embiid. It just is what it is. We'll continue to hope and pray and try to find out, if he's going to be healthy, we'll just see. I mean, look, this guy speculates this thing. The other guy, Fantasy Doctor, speculates the other thing. We'll know what to expect when we see Joel in game 1. We'll know what to expect when we see Joel Embiid in game 1 and what he looks like in game 1. We can speculate all we want. I do think this guy knows what he's talking about versus fantasy doctors. But what he just said there didn't make me feel too comfortable because he's saying Joel is not going to be 100% until sometime through the second round, and he's going to need to be load managed to get back to 100%. If he plays game one and he's not on a minutes restriction, he can get more swelling and more pain, and it could possibly not heal back to 100%. That's how I took it. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, what I wanted to say in this live, I'm running out of time. I got to leave here at 12:15. What I wanted to say in this live was Jimmy Butler dropped 56 points last night. A ridiculous playoff performance. The Miami Heat were down by 15 with a minute left in the third quarter, and Jimmy Butler doing what he does, flipped the switch, turned it on, and said, I'm taking over this game. I am winning this game. And he did that. And he absolutely did that. And he completely took over the fourth quarter. And he got so hot to the point where he was just dribbling down the floor and shooting the ball. Step back threes, mid-range, getting to the line, and finished the damn game with 56 points and drugged the Miami Heat once again over the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis is back. The Bucks are still losing to the Miami Heat. And Jimmy Butler is just a different animal in the playoffs. Now, when I said Jimmy Butler's overrated, I did not mean that Jimmy Butler is not a great player and does not have moments like this in the playoffs. I was just saying I don't think he's a number one on a championship team. I think if the Miami Heat could put better players around him, that could be a championship team. Butler to drop 56 in a playoff game and drag them to victory was incredible, though. And, if Josh Harris never happened and Scott O'Neal never happened and Brett Brown and Elton Brand, the yes men, never happened, and they weren't so scared of Ben Simmons and his family or whatever the hell was the reason for them treating this kid like such a fucking baby for 5 years. If everybody wasn't so tiptoey, walk on eggshells around this kid, oh, we finally have a potential superstar. Don't say anything mean to him. Don't tell him he has to shoot the ball. Don't do this. Don't do that. You bunch of weak-minded losers weren't running this organization back then, and they just got Ben in here. Look, if Ben Simmons was drafted to a franchise like the Los Angeles Lakers and Kobe Bryant was on the team, this shit would have been either handled or not handled in one season, because Kobe Bryant would have said, "You're either getting this dude to shoot the damn ball, or I'm not. I'm going. I'm not doing this. What is this?" You know what I mean? And that's what happened when Jimmy Butler came over to Philly. He sat down, he listened to Brett Brown talk, he watched Ben Simmons in practice, he watched Ben Simmons in games, and he said, look, either this is changing right now, or I'm going somewhere else. What is this? What is this? And they said, listen, we'll sign you, but, Ben's still here and Brett still runs the team, and you got to not say this and not say that. No. He said, I'm out. Get out of here. What? What is this? And he went to Miami. If the Sixers ownership had some balls at the time and they understood basketball and they understood the pairing of Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid together, we'll win multiple championships if we put the right players around them. Ben Simmons, not the right player. Tobias Harris, not the right player. Maybe Tobias was the right player, but not for $180 million. Brett Brown, not the right. If they would have just said, listen, Joel and Jimmy, what do you guys want? Come into the office, sit down in the chairs, let us know. What do you guys want? What do you two guys want? Nobody else matters. The coach doesn't matter. The pussy boy that won't shoot the damn ball over there doesn't matter. Nobody else matters. You two, Jimmy, Joel, tell me what you want. And they would have just given those two guys exactly what they want. Yeah, Ben would have been out of here. Brett would have been out of here. And they would have built a championship team. Or Brett would have stayed and just been like, listen, I have Jimmy Butler and I have Joel Embiid. And they would have continued to build a team around those two players, and those two players together in the playoffs possibly could have won multiple championships. Although one of them is never healthy. So who really knows? But yeah. We miss Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler last night in his post-game press conference, they asked him about the MVP chants. Miami was chanting MVP, and he said, I don't know about MVP. I think that's Joel, if I'm being brutally honest. So Jimmy Butler shouts out Joel. Joel then tweets about Jimmy Butler, and he says, playoff motherfucking Jimmy Butler. So, yeah, it just, it sucks that these two guys enjoyed each other so much, and they were on the same team, and they were two high-level NBA players that you could have built a championship team around, and it didn't happen because of the Sixers leadership, organization, ownership, whoever it was. So for the rest of Jimmy Butler's career, we're going to see him do things like this, and we're going to say, damn, man, what if? Just what if? But I just wanted to comment on that real quick, man. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you guys for coming through here, man. I got to get up out of here. I got to be somewhere at 12:30. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please hit the like button. 206 people in here. Hit the like button. I need 206 likes. Stay up with the channel, man. I've been posting anytime Embiid updates come out, anytime health injury updates come out, bam, I'm the first one on it. It's right there on the YouTube channel, so make sure you got the notifications on so you're getting all the updates, and you can do your thing, and I sit here and read Twitter all day. I'm like the Shams of YouTube at this point. I read Twitter, and then I report it to you, so you don't have to sit here and read Twitter all day. I'm out.